coasting hard where the shadows lie. Grip the handle, feel the engines roar. Freedom ain't a dream, it's the open door. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the change and let the earth quake. Born to run, born to never fold. Heart of fire, soul of untamed gold. Night's a beast, it devours the weak. Steel and fire, the language I speak. Dust in my lungs, wind in my face. Speed's my temple, this road's my grace. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the change and let the earth. Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime is Florida Cabinet Distributors. With over 20 years in business and 39 years of woodmaking experience, they proudly serve Northeast Florida to Southeast Georgia, delivering custom woodwork that combines precision, beauty, and durability. Whether you're dreaming of a custom kitchen, bathroom vanity, fireplace and mantle, entertainment center, outdoor kitchen, or even a full library, we can build it at Florida Cabinet Distributors, exactly the way that you envision. Hey, no project is too big or too small. If it's made of wood, Florida Cabinet Distributors can make it. Call or text Steve today. Yes, they gave us his personal cell number, 904-874-3442. That's 904-874-3442 to book today. Florida Cabinet Distributors, craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hot Atlanta, Hampton, Georgia, mile and a half to the 213simware.com 225 for the last race in the final round, or the round before the championship race here with the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. It's going to be a good one. Hot Atlanta always produces, and who's going to win? Lock himself in to the championship race next week in Chicagoland. We'll find out here very, very soon. Good evening, folks. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves, the chef Morgan Cook in the house. And as always, our good buddy, Biggles Dean Hopton on production, the Australian in the house as well. Morgan, baby, we're getting ready for a good one here tonight. This is the old version of Atlanta, not the Super Speedway version that I personally prefer.
Yeah, 1.5 miles here. It's going to be slick. The truck's not going to drive well at all from the drop of the green flag until they put new tires on it, which will happen every time a yellow flag flies. This place is tough. This is the definition of a driver's racetrack.
Yeah, this is a hot son of a gun out here tonight. But let's get ready to rock and roll. We've got trucks on the grid. Starting on the pole, one of those guys that's also in the playoffs trying to make it into the Championship 8. It is Dylan Cardenas in the 15 on the pole, 30.701. Good run for him. We'll see how he turns out with that. He's outside the 54 of Old Cherry Pie, Matt Cherry. TB, Tristan Bruce rolling off from P3 with Dustin Scruggs in the 11, rolling off from P4. Matt Lee's already won. He won last week at Auto Club. He has locked in. Free night for him. He'll still roll off from P5. And his outside the man that won at Talladega 2 weeks ago locked himself in as well. The 60 of Jeff Merck. Kevin Edwards rolled off P7 with last season's champion JD. Jordan Jurassic rolled off P8. Tiny Horse Rod Johnson 5 points out from making it into the Championship 8. He rolls off P9. And there's the weatherman, number 21, MDW, rounding out the top 10.
Starting 11th with Jonathan Cofield in the 58 this evening. Matthew Montgomery will start in 12th, making up row number 6. Adam Newton starts in the 13th position with Luke Smith to his outside. Tyler Daniels and James Beard make up the 8th row, 15th and 16th respectively. 17th will be Devin Painter, 18th Michael McKinnon, 19th will be Brandon Broadfoot, rounding into top 20 at Osborne.
Dane Hagan, Chris Blanchard back there, 21st, 22nd. Buzzy Mongold, Huck Wigington, 23rd, 24th. Justin White, Matthew Cummins back there, 25th, 26th. Lucas Lyons in the 88 Double L rolling off from 27. Joshua Rodriguez, 28th. Raul Meza will be 29. That's the 29 drivers out here getting ready to rock and roll here tonight. TJ Moore, your race director, here this evening. Well, Morgan, we were talking about it as we got all these guys working around for pace laps, coming to the 1 to green. We talked about that playoff grid, how tight that it is coming into tonight. And I looked over it before the broadcast. I looked at all other stuff we'll check out here in a second. But there's your race details. Stage 135. Go all the way to stage number 2 is 75, 147 on the total laps. Then obviously 5 sets of tires, 85% fuel capacity, unlimited attempts of green, white checkers right smack dab in the middle of the day. But real quick, before we get to that playoff grid, Morgan, we're talking about these tires. This place is old. It's wore out. This is the slicky one, the slick as hell racetrack. How many tires do you think they're going to run through here this evening?
All of them. All the tires in the box, put them on the truck because you're going to need them. Every time, if you even get 5 laps on tires, you're going to be half a second slower than you would be on fresh tires. Any opportunity to get tires, you absolutely take it. Track position be damned. You can pass at this very wide racetrack.
115 for the track tip, 85 for the air tip. It's going to be an absolute good one, folks. Thank you very much for joining us here on this beautiful Friday evening. I'm from Georgia. I live in Georgia. We're back in Georgia. Who is going to race for the championship next week at Chicagoland for season 10 of the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series? We are green flag rolling here in Atlanta. Cardenas down to the inside. Bruce gets a fantastic jump. Where in the hell did that outside lane go? It drifted back in a hurry as Cardenas and Tristan Bruce lead him coming off of turn 2.
Big bobble for the 44. He went from the bottom all the way to the top. He's losing a couple spots off of the corner. That's Matt Lee. You're going to see that a lot tonight. Turn 2 is a trouble spot here. Very easy to get that truck out of shape and walk your way up the racetrack.
Yeah, everybody's still trying to hold it down. Lap 1 coming to the line. Cardenas hits the line. Good bump right there. Barely was able to beat out Tristan Bruce right there at the line. Now Bruce dives down to the inside. Kevin Edwards started 7th. Had a pretty good little launch right there at the start, but Cardenas and Bruce battle off turn 2.
Side by side for the lead. This is a classic Atlanta run at this point in time. One on the bottom, shorter way around, one on the top with the momentum. You'll see the bottom surge ahead right here, but Cardenas should get the run off of turn 4. Bruce will clear for the lead. First time we've been single file in your top 3.
Yeah, Tristan Bruce able to shoot around Dylan Cardenas. Cardenas, one of those guys, would love to get him a win like himself into the championship at Chicagoland. Not the street course, but Chicagoland. Check this out, battling back here. Matt Lee and Scruggs, they're slugging it out with Johnson right there in front of them. Matt Lee, kind of a gimme race for him, if you will, Morgan. He won last week. He can come out here, tear his truck out of hell. He's still racing for a championship next week.
Absolutely, that is in the cards, but you could also just run this race conservatively, which is what you're going to need to do to be good here tonight. We talk about it's a fairly long race. These tires are going to be difficult to keep under you. I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw this top 3 fall back to the rest of the field here in about 10 laps.
Well, you know, I mean, Morgan, you know me, baby. I'm all for it. If you're locked in, screw it. Cause some chaos. Get up here and make it interesting. How about this right here? A man that ain't even running for the championship, not in the playoffs. Kevin Edwards to the outside. Morgan, we haven't talked a whole lot about Kevin Edwards this season, but out of absolutely nowhere, this man running the high side tickler line, damn near up in the fence. He's going to get a run off turn 2.
Absolutely, he's going to try and push Tristan Bruce a little further ahead here. Bruce goes up the block into turn number 3. Really high line for the 7. It's good on the short run. Don't know how it's going to be in about 10 laps here, how those tires are going to look. We might see that 7 with an anchor tied at the back of it, but for right now, he's going to try and battle, get that lead away from 3.
Front 3 trying to separate themselves. Woo, baby, Tristan Bruce up top.
Caught the wall there.
In the fence. Slid up a little bit, got up into the fence. Here comes Cardenas to the inside. And Johnson, Scruggs, and Cofield trying to work their way up and slip up here and maybe try to make a battle for second. Tristan Bruce, big gap now as Cardenas got around Edwards, and everybody's trying to gang up on Kevin Edwards after getting in the fence.
This is a racetrack that favors experience and favors champions. Drivers who have run well at other racetracks, your Darlingtons, your other slick racetrack, Chicagoland next week is very similar to this one in that regard. Those are the drivers that do very well at this kind of racetrack. So I'm very curious to see who runs well this week, might have a shot at picking up a championship next week.
Yeah, one driver that is very, very good here last time, or at least one of the times that he was here, he won the championship. Man running back there just inside the top 10 to 60 of Jeff Merck. This is the track where he won his championship at when he was able to have that rookie season that absolutely lit it up and made it count. But now Edwards back up here on the top side going after Cardenas for second. Tristan Bruce got about a half a second gap. Edwards ain't playing with him, son. He wants to get up here and lead him a little bit, possibly get him his first win here in Nazareth.
Absolutely. This could be a place that you do it. Again, I just worry about pushing this, especially early in the race before the track gets rubbered in. If you push hard at this point in time, this is probably when the tire wear is going to be the worst, is this first run. Typically, tire wear gets better as the race goes on because the rubber makes the racetrack not so abrasive. And man, that 7 is really flirting with the outside wall off of turn 2. He's hit it a couple of times here. The truck can take a beating, but I'm afraid he's going to overstep it one of these times.
Yeah, he probably will. I mean, honestly, it's the whole back end of the truck's going to look like a dirt late model driver after about 50 laps. The Tri-City Speedway just absolutely ripping the top and wearing out the back end wing. How about this? Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson. I talked about this, Chef. Came into the night. He's 5 points below the cut line, just like he and his teammate Jonathan Cofield. Both of them 5 points below the cut line. Need to have a good run here tonight. Get them some stage points. Get themselves in position to make the transfer to the Championship 8. 2 drivers that I really expected to be pretty much locks and shoot right through. The only difference is their teammate, Luke Smith, is actually in better position than Johnson and Cofield is, so both of them's got to have a good run here this evening.
Absolutely. 7 catches the wall again off of turn 2 here. We're going to have a look at those point standings before too long, just to see who's got to do what to get into the final round and go split themselves a championship potentially next week in Chicagoland. It should be a good time. We'll get that to you here in just a bit. But for now, drivers right now looks like they're biding their time. Tristan Bruce out there by a little bit, side by side. Merck trying to get around Newton. That is the only battle on the racetrack that I can see.
Yeah, and you see Jeff Merck, obviously one of those drivers, like I said a while ago, he is already locked down. Oh, boy, almost made a little contact with the Bulldog. Adam Newton slides right in behind him. And Adam Newton, one of those guys, he's up there pretty good. You know, last I saw was pretty good in the standings and everything. He's got to be careful. Obviously, you know, Jeff Merck, one of those aggressive drivers here in the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series, Chef. I mean, you've seen it week in and week out. We've seen beef. We've seen all kinds of stuff happen with Jeff Merck. He is being very, very aggressive, trying to, I guess you could say, maybe thin the herd to try to make it to that championship 8. He doesn't want none of these big dogs having a race against him next week for the championship. Yeah,
you win this race if you're Jeff Merck. You don't have to worry about one other driver winning their way in. You get that advantage. So Matt Lee's the same way. You won last week. Go out here and win another one, and that absolutely will help you in next week's race. I would imagine with the momentum for one and just having one less driver to worry about.
Yeah, absolutely. And one driver was riding on board with right here. Florida Cabinet Distributors. Edwards wearing out the outside retaining wall, trying to go after Cardenas. He had Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson to his inside. Scruggs behind him, and Jonathan Cofield. There you see him back there with last week's winner at Auto Club, Matt Lee. Edwards still trying to roll this top side. But the bad part about it, Chef, you were talking about this a second ago. Cardenas, Edwards, Johnson, they're all battling for that second spot. Tristan Bruce, he's got clean air, and he's getting away as Edwards back up into the fence, and Lee almost got up into the fence as well.
So 10 laps ago, I said the 7 truck, if he's not careful, is going to be an anchor tied to him. And if you look at the timing and scoring sheet, he went from being the fastest driver on the racetrack for the first 5. He is now the slowest driver in the top 15 for the last 5. I don't imagine it's going to go very well if we get a long green flag run to the end of our stage for the number 7 machine, as Tiny Horse gets by him and Scruggs is not too far behind. One more note before I pass it back to Jake. The fast lap of the race was a 31.3. We are currently running 32.8. We have dropped over a second and a half, and it's only 16 laps into the run.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse out of that, obviously. I mean, you know, that's what we're looking at. You see, and we're basing it off of our race leader who started 3rd, TB Tristan Bruce. That time around 33 flat, so it is going to get absolutely dropping even more and more. Cardenas actually 0.2 of a second faster that time, starting to reel in just a little bit right in behind him. Tiny Horse kind of laying in the weeds as well. And Kevin Edwards, talked about him as fast as he was. He's starting to maybe kind of claw back into this right here with Johnson, but he better watch his back door. He's got a lot of hungry guys behind him like Scruggs, Lee, Cofield, Burke. He's jumped up a spot or 2. Big slide right there. Wow, by Tiny Horse. Baby, this is what we like right here. This is the one thing I loved about old Atlanta, Chef. They were sliding all over the place. It's like a damn dirt track out here.
This is a driver's racetrack. You can determine how well, that big slide there for the 7, how well or poorly that car drives. Just like that, right? You wore out the right rear tire. Doesn't hold up off the corner, but if you drive it in too deep into the corner, you're going to get tight. It won't turn. This track is like a cheese grater no matter how you cut it. Very best on the service are good here, and there are not that many of them.
And to be honest with you, I mean, you know, when they decided that they was going to reconfigure Atlanta, make it into the super speedway and you know, repave it and everything, Chef, I mean, a lot of people sat there and they said, yeah, it needs to be repaved. It needs to be this way. It needs to do this. It needs to do that. A lot of people said, no, screw you. We want to keep it the way that it is right now because it is, like you said, a driver's track. And a lot of drivers, even on iRacing, love this type of racing. I've won races here at both versions of Atlanta, but I mean, a lot of people love this one, especially on iRacing. A lot of people love this one over the Super Speedway version. Why is that? Why do they love this version more than the Super Speedway version?
Well, it's a difficult Super Speedway. Oh, big slide for the 6 of JD. Just about came back up and got beard there for a minute. I've mentioned it a couple times. It's a driver's racetrack. You have the ability to control your own destiny here, right? You can save tires or you can change the way your car drives by driving it deeper to the corner, lifting a little bit, using the brakes in certain ways, throttle application, whatever. Battle for the lead here, Cardenas and Bruce. Whereas at the new Atlanta, you're in a conga line with 30 of your closest friends, hoping one of you doesn't make a mistake and wreck the whole field. So, everyone's got their preferences, but mine's certainly this version.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've always been a super speedway fanatic, so I've kind of always been privy, now to the super speedway version. And I mean, you mentioned it. You're so close to 30 of your closest friends. I mean, one of them throws a beer can or a beer bottle out the window. Odds are you're gonna hit the damn thing. Whereas here, everybody's kind of spread out. You may miss that beer bottle or that beer can for about 5 laps, and eventually somebody will bring it up there like a lap car, so one way or another. But that's beside the point. It's always been kind of, ever since they reconfigured it, it's always been that kind of 50-50 on people that loves it, people that hates it. I mean, it is what it is, but I will say this, Chef, and I know you'll agree with me on this, is we got one almost hit the fence off of 4. But that is the good thing about iRacing, is it lets you have both ends of it. It lets you have the best of both worlds, which is something that everybody loves about iRacing.
Absolutely. You get the ability to kind of go back in time, like North Wilkesboro, before it was an actual NASCAR track reconfigured to be able to run the All-Star race. It was here before Chicago Street Course existed. It was here before Atlanta, the Super Speedway existed. iRacing helped design it, right? This is the tool that NASCAR uses to be able to design racetracks partially, as well as a great time capsule for tracks that no longer exist, a la Auto Club, or next week at Chicagoland, a track that, it may or may not be on the schedule next year, but it's definitely on a lot of iRacing schedules all across the platform.
I'll tell you one track I would have loved to have had was Talladega before the repave. That would have been an absolute blast to race on here on iRacing. I never got the opportunity. I'm not sure if it was back, when iRacing got started. Light it up out there on the live chat. We got about 18, 20 of you out there. Let me know. Back when iRacing started, was it the old version, or did they already have the newly repaved version? And for those of you out there that have not yet done it, like and subscribe to the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Boy, you're watching Matt Lee and Scruggs absolutely slug it out front 3, trying to separate themselves from everybody else. And then behind them, you got Scruggs and everybody in a big old wad.
Yeah, we are driving, for all it's worth right now, you're seeing the cream kind of rise to the top here at the front of the field. Obviously, Cardenas went and took the lead. Bruce has been up here the whole time. Tiny Horse making his way forward. Matt Lee, MDW, Cofield, Merck. Right, we got a lot of drivers up here who are just inching their way towards the front of the field. The drivers, the cream of the crop, they are getting faster at this point, and the field's getting more spread apart.
Absolutely. Got about 10 more laps before we end it here for stage number 1. Dylan Cardenas able to shoot around Tristan Bruce. He is holding on to the lead. Wants to see it. Check out left side. Eagles has been a little busy here for the past couple of weeks, showing us some gains. Here you see MDW up 5 spots. Couple of them, Merrick Edwards, Jurassic down 2 positions. Matt Cherry down 19 spots. I have no idea what the hell happened to Cherry, but a big drop for him. Lucas Lyons up 8 spots. You see him way down there in the 19th spot. But Tiny Horse Rod Johnson had everybody in the top 10. Johnson needing a good run tonight. Like I was talking about, outside the cut line trying to make it in. Up 6 spots, doing what he needs to do to try to advance and go to Chicagoland next week.
On Cherry, he qualified second, I'm pretty sure, in EOL to start the race. He was not the first driver to lead the outside line when we got to the start-finish line. That was the 11 of Scruggs, so I believe that was the problem for the 54. Oh, big wiggle for the 21. Wow, what a slide, able to save it. This is the part of the run where the outside line is probably going to be your best friend. Be able to get that outside line 1 and 2, bottom 3 and 4. That's the best way to keep momentum at this racetrack.
And we're back. Something happened. Damn Discord, Morgan. It cut us out again. Oh, baby, here we go. For the first time tonight, Morgan, I got to light it up, baby. I think we got it.
We got me.
Damn Discord, it done it again to us.
Yeah, I thought it was me. I looked down at the bar. Things were flashing red, but we're back here. We're back at it and just about to close out the stage. Under 5 laps left to the end of stage number 1. Cardenas with a half-second lead over Tristan Bruce. Another half-second back to Tiny Horse. 0.8 back to Matt Lee, and then your top 5 rounded out by MDW. I don't know. A lot of drivers getting good stage points here today.
I got a feeling everybody out there in the live chat was probably sitting there going, thank God we ain't got to hear both of them talk at least for about 15 seconds, 20 seconds, give or take. Maybe, I'm not sure. Discord, I hate it. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it, but it is what it is. There you see Jeff Merck sitting there working his way. Morgan, I had something that I was wanting to talk about, and I don't even remember what the hell it was. I have no idea what it was, but I don't even know what it was. It was something about stage points. It was something about Cardenas up here leading. I can't remember what the heck it was, but you're seeing some battling right here with Cofield trying to work down to the inside and Dustin Scruggs off turn 4.
Absolutely. I did get an answer to your Talladega question. Last repaving 2006, iRacing set up shop in 2008, so they would not have had the old version, just the new version.
It would have been nice. It would have been nice to check it out.
It's a little before my time as a fan. I started watching in 05, so I don't quite remember the old Talladega, but I'm sure it was a good time, as you say it was.
Oh, dude, you got to go back and look this up. I mean, not right now, folks. I mean, if you have no idea about the old Talladega, about the old Gen 4, and all that, go back and check it out. I mean, all you got to do, you can go back and watch full-length races on NASCAR. Not right now. I mean, stick around, obviously, and watch us here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. But when you get the opportunity after the race, if you got a little time tonight, go check it out. I mean, old school Dale Jr. winning 4 in a row. You got other drivers, Dale Jarrett winning, or I think it was his final win at Talladega. That, full race on there. Dude, I'm telling you, old Talladega, it was a nice one. But certainly the repave is nice as well. Dylan Cardenas working his way past the line. This is the white flag lap of stage number 1. It looks like he's got it in the bag, Chef.
Definitely possible here. Difficult racetrack, of course. Have a smooth forward. Bruce is going to catch him on raw pace. He's going to take a mistake for the 15 to make here. If he's not going to come across that finish line first, but it looks like it, he's going to get through turns number 3 and 4. And your stage 1 winner, the 15 of Dylan Cardenas.
Cardenas, DC in the house, will take stage number 1. Tristan Bruce second, Johnson, Lee, Wood, the top 5. Dustin Scruggs, Cofield, Merck, Jurassic, and Kevin Edwards, who even burned up the right rear tire out of all that. He ends up finishing with top 10 in stage 1 drivers that's in the playoffs. Didn't get no points. James Beard is one of them. Adam Newton, also one of those drivers that is going to lose some spots or lose chances at some stage points. But stage 1, baby, it belongs to Dylan Cardenas. And Chef, I gotta ask you at this point, and I know, go ahead, say what you want, but I would think we're coming down for 4 freshies and filling it up, right?
Oh yes, every driver in the field is screaming for tires. We are like 3 seconds off the pace of the fast laps here.
Well, folks, while we have a quick second, there you see your standings going all the way from Sweet 24 all the way down to the Elite 12. You see Merck, you see Lee, they're locked in. And this is what I was talking about with that cut line. Isaac Bevan, I do not see Isaac Bevan here this evening, so he's pretty much going to be out of this bad boy. James Beard, one of those guys right there. You see Scruggs, Cherry that was up there, got that EOL, had to get sent back to the back. So, Cardenas already got a good points gap over the cut line, coming out, getting that stage.
Should almost clinch him in. That's got to be to the point where he's pretty much clinched into next week on points, I would have to think.
Yeah, but I got a feeling he's not going to worry about that too much. He doesn't want to do anything crazy and screw himself any way, shape, fashion, or form. Everybody coming down pit road, getting the 4 freshies. They're going to take a pit stop. We're going to take one with them here at Hampton, Georgia, Atlanta Motor Speedway, not Echo Park, baby. It's C.O.P.S here on Nazareth. We'll be back. And we're back here at Old Atlanta. Getting ready for stage number 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. We'll flip-flop down here, try to find our stage number 1 winner. That is the 15. Dylan Cardenas, we got him up here in the house. Dylan, buddy, good little run for you. You got the stage 1 win. You're already up 34 points above that cut line. Pretty much, I mean, Chef was saying that, you may be locked in. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Got a good truck here. I knew Bruce was going to be torching his stuff up early there, so it was just a matter of me saving my stuff for the late run there. And, just managed to do that a little bit better than everybody else, it seemed like. And we'll see how stage 2 goes. But for stage 1, I mean, Chuck felt pretty good, so.
Morgan, you got anything for him?
Yeah, sorry. How difficult has this racetrack been to this point, and how do you going to tame this thing the rest of the way?
Definitely really loose. Got to be pretty careful with your throttle input around this place, especially off exit. It's easy to burn your right rear off. Just got to really take care of the rear with the throttle and go fast.
More or less, are you throwing a little shade real quick at OTB right there, knowing that he was going to burn them up?
Nah, Bruce is good. I just knew he was going to be torching his stuff over.
All right, Dylan, buddy, good luck.
Appreciate it.
I got to try one way or another. I got to try to get the beef stirred up one way or another, Morgan. You know how I am. Here we go, stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. Green flag back in the air. Cardenas leads them to the line. Bruce second. Lee, Johnson, Wood to top 5. They fan out. Work their way in 1 and 2. Top 5, 6, 7, 8 of them down on the bottom side.
Absolutely. The bottom line is the fast way around turns 1 and 2. For a while, we'll see the top side come in here a little bit later when it comes to that momentum we need to carry. But for now, wrap the bottom, save the tires, and try and make your way up to the front here.
Bottom side, all the way down in the center where Grant Pepe has the moonshine. All the top guys running it down on the bottom side. Cardenas leading him another lap. And now you may end up starting to see some movement. Here we go. Lee down to the inside, kicks TB to the outside. Bruce way up top. Lee goes for second off turn 2.
Absolutely slides right in front of Tiny Horse, not quite able to take advantage of the 3 going wide in turn number 1. Everyone's still glued to the bottom of the racetrack, all the way back to James Beard in 11th, who's the lone driver up on the high side of the racetrack.
James Beard trying to work it up there on the top, maybe make something happen. Riding on board with Tristan Bruce. Folks, check it out as we see Tristan Bruce working his way through 1 and 2. Real quick, I want to kind of look at the on-board. Morgan, kind of talk us through this because, this is the old surface. Like I said, this is not the new surface. This place, it will beat you to death. Bumping, banging, trying to get around through here. Big dip right here in 3 and 4. There it was. Hard racetrack to try to get around.
Definitely a racetrack where the suspension components get a big workout on the lateral load, on the longitudinal load. Just trying to keep this thing, planted to the racetrack and those tires attached. It's very difficult to do so. And why we see drivers struggle so much here is that so many things are moving in different directions at the same time. Unlike a smoother racetrack, it just gets difficult as we have a move here. Look at the 21 to the bottom, trying to make it happen. He ends up getting there. That was just about wild into turn number 3.
MDW weatherman Matthew David Wood down to the inside trying to make it happen. Battle for third is on up here. Tristan Bruce outside. Here comes Dustin Scruggs. MDW yawning right there on your screen. One thing I would love to see, Chef, I honestly, because we get replays of when wrecks happen and everything. When people's got virtual cams and then they wreck, I wish we could rewind and actually show what they were saying, what they were looking like when you had the wrecks with the real cams when they had their webcam. That would be something I would love to see, but I don't know how the hell you're going to get it. I mean, I don't even know how you're going to get it to work.
Yeah, I don't know if you could do that, but I do recall last week a league I did on a different channel had a driver who, at Martinsville, his arm started flailing in the driver cam. He started crashing, and that is one I won't forget anytime soon. Wish I could replay it, just like you were saying there, as we have an excellent battle. Merck, Beard, MDW, and the 6 of Jurassic all glued on top of each other here, just the backside of the top 10.
And Dustin Scruggs up here in the top 3, shoots right around Matt Lee, right up on the back door, all up on the tailgate of Cardenas. Scruggs to the top side. He is working it up there, trying to get a run. He may end up having one hell of a run coming off 2. He does. Uses the draft. Cardenas tries to jump down and put the block. Scruggs is going for the lead in turn 3.
He's going to sail it off into turn number 3 and see if it sticks. Looks like it will. Should have momentum up off the corner. New leader, it's the 11 driver who led this field to green on the outside. He's back up at the front.
Dustin Scruggs, number 11. Guess who's back? He is back again. Dustin Scruggs started 4th. He is up here leading this bad boy. Gets it around the top side. Dylan Cardenas. Now he'll flip-flop, go back to 2nd. Matt Lee back here in 3rd. He's got Bruce Johnson and Merck right behind him. But Scruggs may be trying to get away, gas up, do what he's got to do. As you see right there, James Beard, one of those guys way down at the bottom of that playoff grid that we saw a while ago. Morgan would love to get him a bunch of stage points, get him a good run here tonight in Atlanta, and could possibly make it into the championship lead.
Yeah, unfortunately, he missed his first opportunity, came up a couple spots short of getting those stage points. He's going to have to do a better job this time around of getting some of those points. Then he's going to have a good finish, 17 below the cut line. It's not going to be easy to make that up here in just this one event, especially since you gave those 10 points away to start.
We'll check it out one more time. You got the gains on the left side of your screen. James Beard up 10 spots from where he started here this evening. Joshua Rodriguez up 11 spots from where he started in this race. A couple of drivers flipping back. Michael McKinnon, others, Matt Cherry. Right there, Matt Cherry, Chef, he is on that cut line. Cherry he needs to get all the points that he can get because Cofield and Johnson, they were up at the front. They got stage points. Cherry got none. So odds are they've already flip-flopped past Cherry. Cherry's got a little ground he's got to make up.
Definitely does, but he's got a fast truck. Started out back here tonight, qualified 2nd, and started in the back. Currently halfway through the field up in 15th, and it's only been about 50 laps of this race. Still got 2/3 of it to go. If in the next 25 laps before we end stage number 2, get up into the top 10, that would definitely be a positive for the 54.
It would definitely be a positive. We'll see what happens with Matt Cherry currently back there a little bit mired back there in the traffic. Would love to get up here, get it done back there in the 15th spot. Matt Lee, Tristan Bruce all up on his tailgate. These are teammates, folks. Catchfence Motorsports over there rocking and rolling with Bruce and Lee. Johnson right behind them, and James Beard also latched on. And then you got another Catchfence Motorsports guy with Jeff Merck. I'm looking right here in the Discord, Morgan. It honestly looks like Catchfence Motorsports has got half the damn field in the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. I'm looking at about 8 or 9 of them, all of them over here talking and trying to work something out, trying to help each other out here in Atlanta. This is not the Super Speedway, but they're trying to help them out any way that they can.
This is definitely a strategy type race here. When you take tires will be the difference between you winning or losing here tonight. And Cardenas going to try and make another pass on the 11 machine. I bet the 11 wishes he had Premier Racing setups under the hood. Definitely probably a little bit better on that high side right now. Cardenas loose on the bottom, door to door as they hit the start finish line.
Door to door, Scruggs will get there first.
James Beard with an issue.
Yeah, James Beard actually a little bit of contact going into turn 3. Maybe we can get you an instant replay, see kind of what happened between the 25 and whatever ended up happening to him. But here we go, still battle is on. Cardenas, Scruggs, side by side, door to door, fender to fender. Scruggs got a wheel out in front. Cardenas fires back on the inside. He's got a little run off forward.
One full lap side by side, the Atlanta special here on Old Atlanta. Cardenas down to the bottom one more time, trying to paint that white line, run the Harvick line as they used to call it. The 11 up on the top side might get cleared here. Oh my goodness, squeezes in front of him. Cardenas gonna retake the lead.
Good Lord have mercy. That right there, I gotta say this, I think Scruggs might have cut him a break.
Oh,
If
he
he
did.
wouldn't have cut him a break right there, both of them would have been in the fence, and Matt Lee would have been laughing, going right by him. And check this out, is they are actually fixing to catch a lap truck right here in front of them going into
Chris
turn
Blanchard.
number 1. Chris Blanchard in the 9. They're catching him, and he will be 1 lap down right here. As there you see him, they're working their way around him on the outside.
Absolutely, and that's got to be frustrating for the 9, but everyone's able to get by him cleanly. This is one of those racetracks where you have a lot of opportunities to be able to pass lap traffic with how many grooves there are here. This is back to James Beard. Got Merck, I believe that is to the inside, and
You got Mark.
yeah, Merck didn't give him a ton of room there. He did get Mercked, and he did a good job of saving it. Although it took him all the way until turn 1 to keep it off from hitting anything. Unfortunately, he lost all the track position. Was 6th, now 26th for the driver of the 25.
Oh, Lord, that is not going to be what James Beard needed. James Beard all the way back in the 26th position after making that contact. Here comes Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson down, and he's on the inside. He's going after Scruggs. Scruggs was battling with Cardenas for the lead. But Morgan, like you mentioned, Scruggs was rolling up there on that top side early on, going up against Cardenas. You see him down there sideways going through
He
1
is.
and 2.
He's
I
not
think a
near
lot of that had
sideways.
to do
He
with
is
that.
sideways. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of it had to do with that.
There are a few people in this league that you just don't pass. If you're passing them early in the run, you're driving too hard. Matt Lee is one of those guys. He's sailed by Matt Lee like he was standing still. You know, that's just using the people around you as a barometer for how fast you are, how fast you think you need to be. And Scruggs missed the memo on that one. He is falling back at the moment, being kind of challenged here by the 38 machine. You can see how loose he is in turns 1 and 2. This truck is sideways all the way through the corner. Can barely hang on to it. We still got another 15 to go in this stage.
Yeah, he's literally hanging it out there, right there. I mean, can you smell what's cooking in the kitchen with the chef, baby? He's got this cooked up 9 ways of Sunday. Obviously, Morgan Cook. Dylan Cardenas still with the lead. Matt Lee not too far behind him. Tristan Bruce, Scruggs, Johnson. And wow, check this out. Now Scruggs was up on the top side, finds a line, gets down on the inside. Johnson going to try to roll on the top side, but honestly, Chef, you see it right there. He's got the freshies. He's going right by him. I mean, they're all on the same set of tires, but I think Scruggs just wore them out so much. And here comes Jordan Durasic trying to make a charge.
And you gotta remember too, these tires are only 20 laps old, but we are over 2 seconds off the pace. These tires are destroyed for every one of the drivers in the field, just some worse than others. If we can get it on board with the 11, I think we'll get a really good idea what these drivers are fighting right now, because there are some that are completely out of control. Watch the orange band at the top of the steering wheel and just how much it moves around here. Like he's steering all the way back to the right, trying to keep this thing off the wall from spinning out, hitting the 6. Now down into, he's got JD right beside him into the corner. There's the nose of the 6 machine, but this thing's a handful to drive right now. There's a big slide.
Yeah, I mean, you see him right there with that wheel, obviously kicking it side to side coming off the corner. And a lot from what I'm seeing out of Dustin Scruggs going in the corner, I mean, honestly, the damn wheel looked like it was straight. I mean, it literally looked like he was driving it straight, trying to get it, oh, baby, Durasic gets a little bit sideways. This is what you love to see. They're racing it all out for the 5th spot, Scruggs and Durasic. But I agree with you. That was the one thing that these drivers loved about Old Atlanta is, like you said, a driver's track. Save your tires, try to make it happen. But when you don't save your tires, even if you do, you get in a situation like you are right now, and you're just holding on and just praying for the stage break.
Absolutely, and you only have so many things you can do, because if you really back it all the way down now, you're going to lose all the track position you gained at the start of the run, and it's going to be a net negative. Oh, big wall contact back there. That's Matthew Montgomery in the fence. He's going to lose a trio of spots here off turn number 2. Cherry, Merck, and it looks like the 19. Maybe that was the 83. It wasn't Luke Smith. All get around the 24 machine.
Yeah, Montgomery looked like he might have snapped a little bit loose coming off the corner. Just a little bit of wiggle for the 24. Almost went around. He loses, like you said, a ton of spots. Here comes Jurassic down on the inside. Number 6 trying to make it stick. Down on the inside, but Scruggs back up on the top side. Three-wheeling it, if you will, trying to keep the 11 straight. Gets the run back on the outside. Now Jurassic going to think about going to the top side and try to see if he can make it stick off 4.
It's such a difficult thing to pass at this point in the run if the tires aren't doing what they have to do. You don't have the trust in the car to be able to dive it down to the bottom, to be able to go up to the top side and rip the lip, if you will. It's so difficult to pass here and just drive this racetrack on your own, let alone with other drivers sprinkled in around you, as Jurassic's going to slide in behind the 11 once again, as now MDW is trying to attack for the 5th position.
Weatherman tried to make it happen here at Hot Atlanta, working up on the top side. Wood, one of those guys that he's got a pretty good little points gap on the playoff grid, but would love to try to extend or try to get anything that he can. Remember, Morgan, he was out at Talladega. He wasn't out at Talladega, but he wrecked out at Talladega. Ended up costing him big. This is a hairy situation. Wood thought about going to the middle. Scruggs got loose. Jurassic on the bottom. Would have get him a spot, but he wants to try to get a twofer. Looking down to the inside, trying to go for the twofer in 3 and 4.
I think he's going to get that twofer here off the corner. 11 still struggling with the handling. MDW is going to get to the door, going to edge ahead at the start-finish line. Turn 1 should have enough to drive into the corner and take that spot away. Yes, he will. That's a new 5th place driver, MDW. Rest of the field better probably feel a little nervous right now seeing this 21 so close to the front.
Yeah, MDW, one of the top dogs, obviously. I had him in my playoff bracket going all the way to the championship 8. I had him, honestly, winning the championship. That would have been something that I would have thought, is that MDW makes it all the way to the championship. Boy, big slide back here. Devin Painter, 99, almost loses it. And Matt Cherry will beneficiary. He will jump down to the inside. Merck up here as well, going to make it happen. And Luke Smith, Kermit the Frog, trying to go as well. Woo, baby, boy, they're slugging at us. Now we got one up against the wall. Matthew Cummins in the 14 down below the 8.
Don't look now. Battle for the lead heating up as well. Matt Lee has caught Dylan Cardenas. The long run definitely is strong here on the 44. We got a great battle on your screen. Painter, Cherry, Merck trying to push him. That's not going to work here. Oh boy. Already saw it once today. Might see it twice.
That's going to be the bad spot. Don't want to get murked here with the concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. And Morgan, you were talking about it with Matt Lee and Cardenas starting to slug up here just a little bit. Lee has caught him. Tristan Bruce about 3/4 of a second back. Lee was up on the tailgate of Cardenas. Cardenas would love to sweep this bad boy. And then, like you said, Chef, if he ends up sweeping this, the first stage and the second stage, odds are he's got it made. There you see it right there. Matt Lee is a little bit, just a tick faster than Cardenas, but it seems like it's just hard to pass Cardenas at this point. I feel like that he is the strongest truck in here.
And as these two start to speed up and try and race each other a little bit harder, Tristan Bruce and Tiny Horse, they are the fastest trucks on the racetrack right now. They have almost caught this lead duo, and there's a big gap back to 5th place. Matthew David Wood here. So this battle for the lead could become a quartet here in just a moment.
It very much could. We'll see how that bad boy ends up making happen as Lee gets up, almost gets under the fence. Cardenas almost did as well. Boy, honestly, I don't think that they're trying to race one another right here, Morgan. I think they're just trying to hold on and just make it all the way to the end of stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. You got Kermit the Frog here battling with Matt Cherry. I can't do it as good as Dean, but I try. Luke Smith down on the bottom side. Here comes Merck up on the top side, trying to use the draft off Matt Cherry. And remember, Matt Cherry up here trying to get a position, getting some stage points. They're 3 wide now, working their way through turn 2.
3 wide, nowhere to go on the top. Merck slides up just a little bit, does not quite get into Cherry. Cherry's got a big run down the backstretch. Not quite going to do anything with Painter here, but they might be 3 wide again off of turn 4.
Very very much could be, as Merck's still rolling in the middle. Luke Smith now, he flips back just a little bit. We're already seeing a couple of guys jumping down pit road. A couple of them has jumped down pit road, getting 4 freshies, filling it up. Some of these guys back here in the back maybe going to flip the stage one way or another. But this is a straight-up damn traffic jam right here, as we got a little slider. Matt Cherry got sideways, but we go back up here with Jurassic and Scruggs. They're slugging it out for that 6th spot. And, oh, baby, how about this? And Wood is way gone. Top 5 pretty much gone at this point.
Absolutely. They had such a hard time getting around Dustin Scruggs that MDW was the first one to do it. He's only a second up the road from these guys. This trio, they're trying to get those stage points. I think they all have playoff implications at this point in the season. The 11 is still, oh, big move for the 6, sideways off the corner. He's still wrecking. He's going to get all 3 of them.
Wow, no caution. Scruggs, or Jurassic still trying to get it straightened back out. Comes down the racetrack, and we got a caution out on the racetrack. It was bound to happen, and one night it did here in hot Atlanta. Last season's champ Jordan Jurassic loses it off turn 2, makes contact with Scruggs, gets sideways, Cofield hits him. Morgan, check it out right here, Pulse Poppers instant replay.
Yeah, this, I mentioned turn 2 is going to be the trouble spot here. He just got loose, too much throttle in it, had it saved right there, and then it just came back to the right. Cofield couldn't avoid it. Scruggs got a part of it, and the caution didn't get thrown until right here. He tries to keep it out of traffic and then out of the wall. Big slide. Everyone does a great job avoiding him. Caution flies. That's going to be caution number 2 of the day here at Atlanta.
Yeah, this is going to be the interesting part, because you got to think about this. Guys maybe wanting to get the stage points. Remember, we are on lap 75. You got to go to the end of lap 75 to get the stage points. So keep that in mind as we got guys going down pit road. Some may flip it and take a chance. Morgan, would you flip it at this point, or would you even take a chance at this point to try to get the stage points?
Well, it depends if you really need them. If you're like, Tiny Horse stayed out. He's the only one who didn't pit sometime in that stage that stayed out. Everyone else has pit at some point or another here. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. If you really need the points, it's a gamble worth taking. Just take the EOL. You're going to be back there anyway when you pit the second time around. But if you're trying to win the race, you got to pit here. Have to, which is what most of the field does.
Yeah, it'll be interesting out of that. So Cardenas will give up the sweep and give it straight to Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson. We're going to take a quick commercial break. It's Hot Atlanta. It's Nashville 360. We'll be back here in a minute.
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, folks, this is going to get interesting. Stage number 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic, has been won by Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson. The only reason he gets the stage win is because he stayed out on the racetrack. Everybody else went in and pitted. So Tiny Horse, Justin White, and Buzzy Mongold, they stayed out. They get the track position. But Morgan, I got a feeling, baby, they're going to be in a heap of trouble right here when we go green.
Yeah, I am not envious right now of the 38, the 2, or the 97, and you're going to see why when they sail off into turn 1 here in just about 20 seconds. We're back green. You can see it already. Big checkup. Drivers wrecking across the start-finish line. This is probably going to be a caution.
It Maybe, but they look like they get it straightened back out. Bruce sideways back there, way back there in the back. You see Devin Pater, Kevin Edwards, a lot of them getting all but sideways, trying to make it stick. Old tires might have stacked them up all over the place. They're 3 wide. Here comes Matt Lee down to the inside. No chance, no contest. Lee and Wood, they shoot by Rod Johnson. They'll take hold of this race.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. The leader is now third across the line. He's going to fall back very, very quickly. I would be surprised if he wasn't about 25th in 10 laps time, as we got a gaggle of cars trying to work around some slower traffic. The 11's trying to save his stuff. Drivers have damage. This race just got turned on its head.
Yeah, I mean, and right now what Johnson and others, Johnson and company that stayed out, what they want to see another yellow, and it could really help them out majorly. As you see them back there fanning out, Dustin Scruggs and others back here. Dustin Scruggs in a heap of trouble. He's got the whole back end completely wore out of it. Cardenas won stage 1, shoots by stage 2 winner, which is Tiny Horse Rod Johnson. We're in the final stage, and check it out right there, Morgan. You talked about it. The old tires versus the new tires. Johnson free falling.
3 wide, don't like this. The 1 and the 60 just split them 3 wide. This is what it feels like to be on a river without a paddle. That's what the 38 feels like right now. There is nothing he can do to stop all of this onrushing traffic as they filter by him on both sides. He's got nothing. Nothing on the rear tires, nothing on anywhere that he can do. He basically, if he needed points, he may have just kissed his championship hopes goodbye.
Yeah, very good possibility. And down south, we call that up a creek without a paddle. That is exactly what he is right now. There
Scruggs is wrecking!
Oh, Scruggs!
Oh, he somehow saved it. Had a truck to his inside. It was Painter. Oh my goodness! I thought he was going to take out half the field. If we can get that on a replay, my goodness, was that just about one of the moments of the day here.
Yeah, Dustin Scruggs, bad situation for him. One of those drivers also up there trying to make it into the championship 8. He has got himself in a heap of trouble as well. You see the 58, Jonathan Cofield was outside looking in. Johnson was also outside looking in. Morgan, you saw it right here. Sports Poppers instant replay.
Absolutely. Here we got the 7. I believe it was off of turn, I don't know if it was 2 or 4. I think it was off of turn 4. This 11 machine was beyond sideways. We've seen him struggle. He's got a little bit of right rear damage. This is the worst place to have right rear damage, I mind you. It's going to be right here. He's at the 99 to the inside. Look how sideways this truck gets. Trying to avoid the 38. Tags the 99 up in the fence. Thought there was going to be a lot more trucks involved in that.
Yeah, he's absolutely lucky out of that. The only bad part that he did get lucky about is he's all the way back in the 21st spot. Much like Tiny Horse Rod Johnson, would love to see a caution, get him 4 freshies, and get back out there. Matt Lee, Matthew David Wood, they have got the lead of this race. Cardenas trying to reel him in. Adam Newton, the Bulldog, sitting in the 4th spot with Jeff Merck, who has murked a couple of them here this evening, sitting up there in the 5th spot. Then Cofield, Rodriguez, Matt Cherry, Luke Smith, and Matthew Montgomery, the 24. We saw him sideways a while ago. He's up here cracked up inside the top 10. But one driver I got to mention, Chef, is Joshua Rodriguez. This man started 28th in the field, all the way back there, damn near dead last. He's all the way sitting up here in 7th.
And we've seen this a lot out of the 1 the last few weeks. He has been very quick, up around the top 10, and really able to hold on to positions. I remember back to Lucas Oil Raceway, where he hung out in about the 8th position, 6th position for the entire day. Had the whole field stacked up behind him, but still had enough pace to hold on to that position. He has run very well here the last 4 or 5 weeks, and I think he's building momentum for next season.
Yeah, and a couple of other drivers that started outside of the top 25. You see him right there, 88. Lucas Lyons working his way down to the inside of Kevin Edwards, not able to make it happen there. And then if you flop back a couple of spots, you see that Serve Pro truck back there. Raul Meza in the 37. Started 29th. That is dead last in the field out of the 29 drivers that started here this evening. He's up here maybe cracking up into the top 10. So I guess you could say super speedway vibes a little bit right here, Morgan. The guys starting at the back and working their way to the front. I mean, they didn't work their way up there like they would at Talladega or Daytona, but they pulled the strategy, made it work, and here they are up here toward the front.
Part of it too is that big shuffle that we saw after the stage where, you know, the top 3 didn't end up going, as we just saw Tiny Horse on pit road. That is pretty much going to put an end to his shot at winning here today. Yeah, he gave up so much time on that run. He's going to go at least 1 lap down, possibly 2 laps down. Definitely not what you want to see if you're a 38 fan right now.
Yeah, but you never know what could happen, Morgan. You know, we've seen it numerous times here in Nazareth. You could end up getting a caution. Maybe that's what he was hoping for, was to get a caution pretty quick, go ahead and get the stage win, start at the back, try to work his way to the front. And Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson will be one of those drivers that's going to be in a bad situation to try to get back on the lead lap. I think he went 1 lap down. Yes, he did. So he is the first driver 1 lap down. Chris Blanchard is the last driver on the lead lap. Matt Lee and others now working their way down the backstretch. So Johnson needs a caution before he ends up, or before they catch Blanchard or Scruggs or one of those. He needs a caution, and he needs it right now to get back in this thing.
Yeah, it's definitely nervous times for the 38. He's got the fastest truck on the racetrack with those fresh tires, of course, but you're still stuck in such a situation that you're at the mercy of everyone else right now. No caution, and your day's pretty much done. You get a caution, it might work out in your favor, as here comes the 60, trying to get around the 19 machine. Luke Kermit Smith, he's running well here, trying to get around with his Lions.
And Luke Smith, one of those drivers that's got a pretty good little gap as far as the points gap goes. Jeff Merck got a damn good gap. Actually, he won at Talladega, so he's racing for a championship next week at Chicagoland. Your race leader won at Auto Club last week. He's already locked in. He's racing for a championship next week. But it doesn't stop Jeff Merck from racing here in the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. Shoots his way around the Bulldog, Adam Newton. And now top 5, trying to break away. Cofield trying to make it a 6-horse race and maybe latch on any way that he can. And everybody chasing Matt Lee around the racetrack. And MDW have been very quiet here this evening. Starting to put a little bit of pressure on that 44.
Remember, I said earlier in the race, there's a few drivers you just don't pass at a race like this. The 44 is one of them. The 21 is another one. And the 15 I'd add to that group as well. They're sitting here nose to tail, just trying to push each other ever so slightly. And here comes MDW going down to the bottom. 15 laps is the magic number to try and start making moves. Going to try and get around Matt Lee for the lead, see if he can make quick work at the 44.
And you see it right there on the webcam right there of Wood. You saw him kind of sideways right there coming off turn 4, still trying to find whatever grip. I mean, you know, Morgan, you talked about it. You know, the Harvick line down on the bottom side, that's where you get your grip. Up top, you can get the speed, sometimes get some grip. You know, I loved running the wall off of turn 2 and then run the bottom in 3 and 4. That's how I always loved to do it. I always loved to run the top 1 and 2, bottom in 3 and 4. What would be the chef's preferred line working his way around Old Atlanta?
Yeah, I agree. It depends what car you're in as well. For this truck, I would say, because you don't have all the power, I would want to be, depending where you are in the run, early in the run on the bottom, late in the run, probably on the top in 1 and 2. I like the top in 3 and 4. If you can really roll speed into the corner, and especially if you're loose, you can really tighten the car up that way. You can get a lot of speed off of the top of 3, but also nobody runs up there, so you're usually pretty free, pretty clear of racetrack to be able to move forward. So my preferred line, if I'm in traffic, is definitely bottom 1 and 2, top 3 and 4. If I get to pick my own lanes, top both ends, maybe. It kind of depends on the situation.
He's got a better shot at trying to tell y'all how to run here because he's got more wins than I do, obviously.
Not here, I don't.
You got more than I do, I'm sure. I mean, a lot more. Super Speedway version, that's just luck of the draw. But MDW Weatherman in the house, down on the bottom side, ripping it. On the bottom side, Lee up top trying to make a run as well. Door to door, Dylan Cardenas got a front row seat for the battle for the lead going into turn number 1.
And this is where it's so frustrating. If you're MDW in the 21, you just caught him. You've been hanging out behind the 41 this entire time, and you simply cannot get around him. Every time you try and make an advance, he blocks it with more speed up on the top side. And now you got Cardenas all over the back bumper. He's going to try the middle and maybe get to the quarter panel of the 21, and then you're locked right there on the bottom behind the 44. Not quite able to do it. We are fighting here for the top 3.
Oh boy, here comes Cardenas down on the inside. Lee jumps up, puts the block. Now Wood, he's in a bad spot. He'll lose that spot. Cardenas trying to go for the old twofer, and Lee absolutely arrow blocking or doing whatever he can. They're all sideways working their way off turn 2, and here comes Jeff Merck trying to work his way up into this battle.
Cardenas slid up off of turn number 2. Now the 21 dives down to the bottom. He should get the spot here. He might be able to clear off the corner. For the moment, he's going to keep it right down on that white line. He should clear for the moment. And now Cardenas in that spot where he's locked into the high side. Can't do anything. Behind the 44, maybe go higher on the racetrack. Follows right in the tire tracks. And yeah, like you said, Jeff Merck is not all that far behind. And this could be a 4-horse battle here in just a moment.
And a 5th horse back there in the top 5. You see him back there. For Merck's Magical Creations on the 19 Toyota, the Bulldog, Adam Newton, could jump up here in the middle of this, making a 5-horse race. About another second back is Jonathan Cofield. Cardenas, hold on to it, baby. 15 sideways through 3 and 4, able to hold on to it. But that will surrender the second spot to the Weatherman. So Wood goes to second, still trying to chase Matt Lee. Now we see Lee. We saw him a while ago, Chef, running the top. Now he's jumping down to the bottom. I think he's maybe trying to pack a little dirty air on Wood and Cardenas, trying to screw them up any way that he can.
That's definitely part of it, and he's also searching for grip right now. I mean, you just kind of go wherever you want as the leader, right? You can find speed wherever as long as you keep him behind you, and he knows now if the 21 ever gets to the inside, he can run the high side, he can keep the momentum, he can keep the spot. So he knows what he has to do. He's a smart driver out there. But right now, he's just doing whatever he can to try and keep the lead here, whether it's arrow blocking, trying to find new grip, whatever the case is, and doing a great job of it.
Yeah, I mean, and a good possibility could be helping out his teammate. Jeff Merck almost got another one here this evening. Cardenas right there in front of him. And boy, I'm telling you what, I would not want to be Merck at this point. I wouldn't want to do it, to be honest with you, at this point. Always got to give a little bit of love to the 60. Jeff Merck trying to make it happen top side, trying to make it third. Where is Dawn out in the live chat? Biggles wanting to, where is Dawn at? Is she pulling for Jeff Merck here this evening? Line it up in the live chat, all of you out there. Who we pulling for to make it in the championship 8? Who we pulling for to win this race here this evening? Line up that live chat. Let's hear from you.
Son Rodriguez take a spot away. He's going to be 8th now. Took out Luke Smith. So another great run here for the number 1 machine. Oh, big slide. Oh, the 1 in trouble. I guess Luke Smith didn't like that.
You may have had a little feeling that Rodriguez might have been trying to get with Miss Piggy on that one. He is absolutely upset with that, and he will take the spot right back. So Luke Smith goes back to the 8th position, kicks Rodriguez back to the 9th spot. That is the closest battle that we're seeing. I mean, Wood and Lee, they're up here still slugging it out. Cardenas not too far back. Actually, Cardenas is actually flip-flopped back about a half a second behind this battle. Opens up the door to the 60 of Jeff Merck, riding on board with Jeff Merck. Check him out right there. I mean, you see the virtual wheel, you see the real wheel, and just the concentration. I mean, he's literally going through 1 and 2. This is what the drivers, I mean, this is what you were talking about, Chef. This is what these drivers are experiencing going through the quarters. Literally sitting there saying, oh, hell, I hope I don't wreck this truck.
There's so many terms for handling a loose race car. Oh, we got contact for the lead.
Oh.
MDW just moves the 44 up out of the way. This might be the only chance he has to get around Matt Lee, but Lee's going to fight back on the top side. Loose is the leader. They're going to door each other. It looks like 1979, and here comes the 44. He's going to save it in front of Merck. Somehow they both kept it going, and Cardenas is back as your leader.
We got door banging. Oh, baby, we got it all going on here at Old Atlanta. We got door banging, and guess what?
We got beef.
We may have a little bit of beef out here, Morgan. I mean, it may be good possibility. There you see Jeff Merck was able to beneficiary getting around Matt Lee. But Wood, he'll go to second. Cardenas now, he takes over the top spot. Oh, baby, it's getting hot here in Old Atlanta.
And don't look now, we are right around the corner from hitting pit stops here. We've already been on this run for 30 laps. We're not going to be able to make it on fuel to the end. You're going to have to take tires. When you take tires will determine how well you do the rest of the way. Because if you undercut too hard, you'll get a big advantage. You'll lose it all on the backside of the run. You got to be doing the math. The calculators are smoking right now, trying to figure out when is the optimal lap to pit.
Yeah, I mean, if they ain't got a real crew chief and they got a virtual crew chief and they're trying to do it in their heads while they're driving here, boy, I'm telling you, that's why this is the best in the business here with the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series here in Nazareth, riding on board with Wood, right up behind Cardenas. This is, if you're a 38 fan right here of Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson, this is not what you want to see. They are catching Dustin Scruggs and they are catching Chris Blanchard in a hurry. They're right there in front of him. Literally right in front of the leaders is Wood up on the top side. If they get around Blanchard and Scruggs, they will be the first drivers one lap down. They'll get the lucky dog. That is not what you want to see. If you're a Tiny Horse fan as Wood, he'll go back to the lead.
But you also don't want to see first driver on pit road is Kevin Edwards in the 7. He's currently in 21st. He will go a lap down as well. So pit stops have begun for your lead lap cars. I expect to see the entire field hit pit road here in about the next 5 laps.
And okay, so about the next 5 laps, that is what you're assuming. And we went back green right around 76 is when we went back, 76, 77, somewhere in that range, and we're all the way up to 107. So you're saying, Morgan, give or take, maybe possibly split this sucker right down the middle for stage 3.
Essentially, you're going to want to be within a couple of laps on either side of halfway. If you're Tiny Horse, you stay out as long as you possibly can. That's the only shot you have at getting back on the lead lap. If you are a driver who really, really needs a good finish here today, stage points, whatever have you, and you're not running well, you stay out as long as that rubber will let you, as long as the fuel tank will hold you. And that's your only shot here. Everyone else, though, I expect to be coming to pit road here pretty quick.
Dustin Scruggs, the first driver, 1 lap down. Basically just biding his time and just riding way back here. They already went around Scruggs. Johnson right now, he is the second car 1 lap down there to get around Kevin Edwards. We got some other drivers. They're slipping down.
Matt Lee just spun on the pit road.
Matt Lee spin it out. No caution either, Morgan.
Well, he was on pit road when he spun, so that wouldn't trigger the caution. But that is going to absolutely go from bad to worse. He got moved out of the way for the lead. Door banged down the backstretch, and then this onto pit road here just could not quite get it mowed down in time. You got the 11 behind him here. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but
He just loses it. He tries to lock it down there, and he's not able to make it happen.
Yeah, actually, I think that's probably going to be a black flag for missing pit road because he did miss the pit lane. He hit the cone, and you can't have any part of that truck outside the cone. Not sure how that's going to get scored. Regardless, he's back to 25th, 1 lap down. He'll cycle out behind everybody else.
Bad break literally from the top all the way down to the bottom, and actually Matt Lee has called it a night. He is out of here, is backed out of the whole server. So there you see MDW, Matthew David Wood, who made contact with Matt Lee. I wouldn't think that is what triggered him having to leave. I think honestly, Morgan, I think what happened right there with Lee, I think he basically done it to himself, I guess you could say. But there you see Lucas Lyons, 88, up here just inside the top 10. Lucas Lyons didn't even qualify, neither didn't even run a practice time. Started 27th. He's up here inside the top 10.
Yeah, Lucas Lyons, he's definitely a wheel man. He can figure it out over a little bit of time, and he's definitely figured this place out now up here into the top 10. What's he going to do with the pit stop? That's what I'm curious about, and the rest of this field as well. I've known Lucas to be aggressive, and I expect him to be one of the first on the pit lane to use the undercut to his advantage and see if he can squeak out and gain a couple spots here. If you pit right now, and you're... Oh, we just had a crash there with the 99 behind him. If you pit right now, if you're Lucas Lyons, and run one lap, you will get all the way up to 6th, past Montgomery, Rodriguez, Luke Smith, and Matt Cherry, all in one lap, based on how much the fall off is right now.
Big love out there in the live chat to Black Hat. All right, the Beef Graphics alone get a sub from me. So Big O's Dean Hopton kicking tail out there on the graphics, getting the subs, getting the word out of Nazareth 360 racing. Then we're going to crash. Matthew Montgomery, caution is out. Oh, baby, that's going to flip everything on its lid.
Absolutely. You know who really benefits from that is Ed Osborne. If he's not able to send the lead lap though, so that maybe not. He was on pit road when the caution came out. He should be the lucky dog, and he didn't have to just pit, so he doesn't have to pit again. Here's the 24. We'll see him off of turn 2 again, the trouble spot on this racetrack. Edwards on the new tires, net-coated him. Around he goes. Yeah, that's a tough break for the 24 here. Was biding his time, doing his own thing, and yeah, netcode got him.
Yeah, the dang old netcode, that number or that letter M word that there for a while, Morgan, we didn't know if we could say it or not, I guess, but you know, the way I look at it, that's iRacing's problem. But that's beside the point. But you know what? I mean, they're doing it on official broadcasts, I guess, with iRacing, so I guess we can say it anyway. MDW leading them down pit road. Cardenas, Merck, Newton, Cofield, top 5. Where will they stack up when they come out of the pits? You're going to find out here in just a little bit. We're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to go get me another cold beer. We'll be back here at Hot Atlanta right after this.
Craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime is Florida Cabinet Distributors. With over 20 years in business and 39 years of woodmaking experience, they proudly serve Northeast Florida to Southeast Georgia, delivering custom woodwork that combines precision, beauty, and durability. Whether you're dreaming of a custom kitchen, bathroom vanity, fireplace and mantle, entertainment center, outdoor kitchen, or even a full library, we can build it at Florida Cabinet Distributors, exactly the way that you envision. Hey, no project is too big or too small. If it's made of wood, Florida Cabinet Distributors can make it. Call or text Steve today. Yes, they gave us his personal cell number, 904-874-3442. That's 904-874-3442 to book today. Florida Cabinet Distributors, craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime.
Well, here we go, folks. We're back at it here at Hot Atlanta, getting ready for a restart. This may get a little bit interested right here. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson actually took the waiver out to keep an eye on that 38. Remember, he is trying to make it into the championship 8. We'll see what happens. We're back at it here. Redneck and Asser, Jake Reeves, Chef Morgan Cook in the house. Big old Dean Hopton, the Australian, on the production here this evening. This is going to be an absolute dandy of a restart right here with 31 laps to go. Who's going to make it into the championship 8? Who's going to be sitting on the sidelines just racing for the hell of it next week? Green flag in the air. MDW, Cardenas, Merck, Newton. Looks like for the most part, Morgan, everybody gets away scot-free, scot-clean as they work their way through 1 and 2.
And Montgomery had to pull down onto the apron to allow the drivers to get past him there. Does a great job not getting in anybody's way as Merck trying to make a move here for the lead. He wants some clean air on the nose of that 60 for the first time today. Goes right around Cardenas, going to get right around MDW as well. It looks like if he's able to make it stick off of turn 4, he will lead at the line for the first time. Number 60 is your new leader.
And you got to think, honestly, with Jeff Merck being teammates, obviously with Matt Lee, you got to think there might be a little bit of beef right there, considering that was a Catch Fence Motorsports teammate. Matt Lee kind of got knocked around a little bit from MDW. May end up happening. We got a spinner in the back. Brandon Broadfoot in the 22. No caution yet on the Speedway.
Yeah, that truck is worse for wear. Right front all torn up. Rear end is completely gone on the 22. Not what you want to see if you're that driver. That's going to drive very poorly for the rest of this race. We still have a great battle up here for the lead, and all the way throughout the field, really, everyone's still stacked up as Cardenas trying to move the 21 up out of the way. He's going to do it up off the corner.
Yeah, a big-time move right here by Stage 1 winner, Dylan Cardenas. Down to the inside, trying to make it stick. Anyway, shape faster for him. Gets the draft off of Merck. Merck goes from the bottom, jumps back up to the top. Wood gets a run down to the inside. MTW trying to go back to the lead here at Old Atlanta. Wood gets a run on the inside, sends it. Merck sends it on the top side as well.
Broadfoot still spinning around the racetrack. That's what the smoke is. The 60 is going to be able to clear for the lead. MDW falls back to second. Cardenas still in third. They'll shake up here at the front. Here comes Newton in the 19 machine. He is in fourth. Drivers all needing points for the most part to get into the final round next week and race for a championship.
Big time moves, big time sending it. Brandon Broadfoot, 22. He is still around on the racetrack. Not back out there yet, going through the grass, doing a little mudding, if you will, over in 3 and 4. But back up here at the front, it is a hornet's nest all the way behind Jeff Merck. Wood gets set going into the corner. Cardenas, little buck draft, if you will, going into turn 3. The Bulldog and Cofield right behind him. Matt Cherry in the 54. Where did he come from? Remember, like you said, Chef, got the EOL, got sent to the back at the start of the race. Didn't get no stage points. He's up here to top 5, trying to get a win and really bust up this bracket.
Absolutely. I mean, and the whole field has now caught up to this group. Everyone is just trying to stay in tow, save the tires. This is probably the last set you're going to use. No reason to come down pit road unless there's a caution here at the end of this race. You got what you got. You got to make it last. But everyone's trying to get around Merck, see if they can punch their ticket into next week. Some drivers are just still needing those points. There are a lot of different agendas here on the racetrack. Drivers trying to help other drivers, drivers trying to help themselves to a championship as well, potentially next week.
A lot of strategy being played out here. I got a feeling we may end up having an MWR scheme all the way back in 2012. Could happen. Very much could happen here at Old Atlanta.
What a dark place to go, Jake. Jeez. Holy.
Yeah, kind of weird way to put it out of that, but now you're talking about everybody working together. Why not?
Who's got the itchy arm today? Oh,
there is absolutely no telling at this point. Absolutely no telling. I wouldn't be surprised if it's anybody over there with Ryan Johnson. One of those guys end up having an itchy arm or whatever, spit it out and try to help him out. I'm just kidding. If it happens, it's a joke.
Bit of housekeeping on Tiny Horse as well. He stayed out, didn't wait around. He is currently the last driver on the lead lap. He's got 40-lap-old tires. Everyone else on 10-lap-old tires, so he is still on that tire disadvantage. He's probably only got another, I would say, 15, 20 laps before he is a lap down again. So he's going to need a caution here soon before this race ends, or he's going to have no shot at pointing his way next week.
I don't think you're going to have to worry about it, because as hard as they're racing up here for the lead, odds are there will be more contact. Somebody's going to end up getting sent. They're going to get loose. Something's going to happen right here within the next 15 to 20 laps, like you said, Morgan. I mean, absolutely slugging it out. Wood down on the bottom, Merck up top. Here comes Cardenas. He's up top trying to make something happen, maybe 3 wide. Behind him, the Bulldog, Adam Newton got a front row seat. Merck leading them off turn 2. Wood tries to get up. Cardenas gets loose. They almost make contact off turn 2.
That's an identical situation to what happened to Matt Lee. They got loose. They doored each other, and one driver came out a little bit better. This time it was Cardenas. Right now, we got to the inside of Merck. That is the only truck we've seen consistently up here in the top 3 today. The 15 definitely has the chops to get it done here at Atlanta this afternoon.
We'll see how this ends up paying out for him. As here we go, Merck up top, trying to make it happen. Cardenas down on the bottom side. There you see Jeff Merck supporting with the red, white, and blue back there in the background. Merck trying to roll it up on the top side. Cardenas coming down to the bottom side. And Dean, guess what? We're right there at it. We're coming around 20 to go this time by. Why not? Let's play it. Premier Racing Setups. You need one, you know where to go. PremierRacingSetups.com. Obviously, enter the code of NASRA, N-A-S-R-A. You will get 15% off your entire order. 15% gets kicked back to the North American Sim Racing Association. And folks, if you want the setups, the NASRA races, the Redneck Announcer races, the Morgan Cook races, go check them out, PremierRacingSetups.com. Morgan, I don't know if you're affiliated with any of the race shops, but I just had to throw it in.
I am. But we're not going to get into that right now.
I'm sorry. Sorry, don't bust me for it. My bad. Go ahead, Morgan.
Anyway, top 3 still separated. The one on the side of that 21 machine. Keep an eye on them. Just saying. Anyway, top 10 here. Running in Old Atlanta, trying to make this thing happen to the end of the race. Under 20 laps to go. This is when the pay window starts to open. You're going to see drivers start to fall off the pace. Some drivers are going to start to pick it up. Who's going to pick it up too soon? Who's going to throw their chance away? Oh, this is like a good soap opera here, Jake. Things are changing quickly.
Yeah, I mean, big time deal right here. Could end up happening hopefully next week. Morgan Cook will not be fired from his race team, but we'll see how this works. Boy, Cardenas sends it into turn 1. Almost got in to the 60, and Jeff Merck. Cardenas really wearing out Jeff Merck. Remember what I said, Morgan, when Jeff Merck won his championship here with the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series? He won it here at Old Atlanta. He didn't win it like this, son. They are all over his back door. Cardenas to the inside. Wood tried to follow Merck up top. They door bang going through the quad oval. Cardenas to the inside, door to door at boy.
Yeah, contact here with under 20 to go. They're leaning on each other. We've seen it all day today. Cardenas, big slide. You can see the wheels pointed back to the right somehow. Keeps it in his lane. He's going to slide in behind Merck. MDW tries to cross him over. Not quite enough momentum. They're right in the tire tracks of each other. Now Cardenas swings out wide. It's going to be like this the entire rest of this race, folks. Everyone trying to fight for every inch. And this top 3, I have no idea where they're going to finish.
Yeah, this aggressive driving right here could really bring out that caution that Tiny Horse needs. Still keeping an eye on him all the way back into 20th spot. About 22 seconds behind the race leaders. So all this could end up playing into factor. I mean, big time fighting. You see Wood trying to hold on to it. He's got a little red, white, and blue showing back there on the back of his seat. But here comes Cardenas to the inside. Merck up top. Fender by fender. Wood right behind him. The Bulldog sitting in 4th as well. 4-horse races. Newton's trying to close in. They almost door bang again. Almost contact going into one again.
And now he's going to go up the racetrack a little bit as Cardenas. He's not going to get right against the line like he normally has been. Going to try and squeeze Merck a little bit, keep the momentum for himself. It doesn't work. Oh, big hard contact behind him. The 1 is in the fence. Rodriguez falling through the field. That truck took a hard look. Oh, Jurassic's around in front of him.
Caution is out. Caution is out on the Speedway here in Old Atlanta.
Lucas Lyons in it too.
88 Lucas Lyons involved, folks. I'm telling you right now, I talked about it a while ago. It's getting hot here in hot Atlanta. I think it just got a whole lot hotter, Morgan. Pulse Poppers instant replay.
So it started off with the 1 in front of these guys. See him at the top of the screen, right in front of Luke Smith. He just gets loose on his own. Not much that the 83 can do about it. Yeah, just a loose moment. Cofield got lucky. He didn't come down and tag the 58 there. And then it's the 2 trucks behind him that aren't in the frame. Yeah, he's loose on his own. You can see him right there. He's big time free. Gets put in the fence a little bit. Nothing that the 83 can do about it. And then he gets spun in front of Jurassic and Lyons. And those 2 careem off of each other, just trying to avoid the 1. And both of those guys, Lucas with definitely the worst of it. But Jurassic, he's not been having a good day. It's definitely not getting any better.
See it right here once again on the Pulse Poppers instant replay. Lucas Lyons up trying to roll, trying to get around it. There you see the contact. Lyons darts down to the inside thinking, bam, Jordan Jurassic out of absolutely nowhere, blindsided, 88. Wow, Rome is a 37, had to take it all the way to the pit house, scraped the wall coming through 3, was able to miss Jurassic. Oh, baby, that would have been a bad one right there. If we could get on board real quick of Raul Meza, that would have been nice to be able to check that out. We may check that out here in just a little bit because everybody's jumping down the pits, I guess you could say. 37, Raul Meza. Check this out right here, folks. I mean, this right here, everything had to work its way out right here, Morgan. If it didn't, he would have T-boned Jurassic, and he would have been done with.
Yeah, he's able to keep his foot in it. And yeah, Jurassic did a great job steering it back to the left, trying to avoid the outside wall, or else Meza would have definitely been a big part of that. That is one way to go through an accident. Not really the preferred way, but it worked out that time for the 37.
We got a couple of them, actually, that decided to stay out. They were one lap down. Looks like Johnson's one of them. He was one lap down, so he'll have to flip-flop back up here. Tell you what, let's see if we can interview one of these drivers out here. Let's see if we can talk to him out here. Why not? Screw it. I mean, you ain't got to worry about it. We can interview him while we're racing. Why not?
Why not?
He's in Chicagoland next week. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Wrecking Matthew David Wood. That way he's not in. No, I'm just
oh, he's thinking about wrecking Wood. Oh, here we go. We get a little beef right here. Why not? Yeah, absolutely. Get the entertainment going one way or another. Jeff, baby, how's the truck out there? Because we're seeing some of the best racing that we've seen in a long time.
Dude, I love old Atlanta. This thing is loose and then tight and loose again. And I'm battling Wood and Cardenas. This is some awesome racing. We'll see what happens in the next 12 laps. This is going to be hard 12 laps right here.
What do you have to do here to be able to bring this win home? And you're on the bottom here. What does it look like the rest of the way?
I got to drive the wheels off of it, try to get a restart, get out in front of them. And then, because I know both these guys are going to be fast on the short run, so I'm just going to have to put the pedal down and try to hold them off.
Better grip it and rip it. Jeff Mert, buddy, good luck. Send him on back down to Catch Fence Motorsports. Here we go. We talked about it right there. He's talking about how hard this is going to be. Chaos possibly can ensue. And playoff implications could happen, Morgan. Jeff Merck leads them to the grade. Cardenas, Wood, Newton, Cofield, top 5. Cofield sends it on the bottom side. Newton stuck up on the top side. Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith trying to make something happen. Here we go. Cardenas up top, gets loose.
There he goes.
Wood tagged him and sent Cardenas around, and we got another caution.
That caution, great news for Huck Wigington. He was in the oh, James Beard. That's a day ender for both of those trucks.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. And the points gap that the 15 had, I think it's gone. This is not good. If you're the driver of the 15. There's Huck Wigington up in the grass. He had a bad restart, got punted down there. Oh man.
Yeah, I think this right here, I mean, everybody's going for it. Mert gets loose right there at the front. Cardenas saw a hole, tried to make it stick. He gets up top. Wood gets down on the bottom side. Ever so slightly contact, gets him in the left rear, sends him around. Cardenas ends up hitting the inside wall, and then out of nowhere, blindsided, bam, there's Jeff Merck or James Beard, out of absolutely nowhere.
We got to watch James Beard and just see what the heck happened. I have no idea how we got to that part of the racetrack with that much speed. I mean, that's just curious, how we got there.
I got a bad feeling about this one right here. I've
these
said
drivers
it before.
All on the waiver round as well, so older tires on all these trucks. The crash happens 4 or 5 miles up the road.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. This ain't gonna be a good one. Bam! Where is he going?
Guessed wrong. Just every move there was the wrong one, and right into the nose of the 15.
Chris Blanchard, we're here, and he got a piece of this. You see Kevin Edwards.
Yeah.
Edwards
that's what they were trying to avoid, which I can understand, but I mean, also the brake pedal exists, right? But I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was an avoidable late contact for sure. And unfortunately, that's going to keep one of those guys, Beard, for sure out of the playoffs, and it might have just cost Cardenas a playoff spot too.
Very good possibility, as you see right there with the grid. Cardenas obviously winning stage 1. Pretty good spot for him. Remember Johnson won stage number 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. That could help him out. Cofield looking good. Isaac Bevan, he's out. James Beard, eventually he will be out.
He's out. No, he is out.
Scruggs and Cherry could be the ones where we sit here and go, maybe they end up getting knocked out, and then Cofield and Johnson may end up occupying both of those spots. At least that's from what I've been seeing here in this race. It'll be a tight one right there between Johnson and maybe Scruggs and Cherry. All of them, but I think Cofield will be good.
Is 7th right now. Scruggs is 17th right now. I don't know if Cherry ended up getting a stage point in stage 2. He might have got 1. I think Scruggs got some in stage 1. I'm not sure about stage 2. And then Johnson obviously won the second stage and I think he got some of the first stage as well. But he is currently running, where is the 38 here? In the 15th position. So he's ahead of Scruggs. So I think if it were to end right now, that Johnson would be in and Scruggs would be out, would be my understanding. But again, this is such a topsy-turvy situation for that cutoff spot. We're going to have to wait for official word and another 7 laps at least, because we have overtime potentially on the horizon.
Yeah, very good possibility. And keep in mind, once again, folks, with how Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson got into the position that he's in the top 15. Remember, he stayed out. He got that stage 2 win. May end up helping him out, make it all the way to the end. Great flag back in the air. Everybody goes up through the gearboxes, trying to get it straightened out. Merck, Cofield, Wood, Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith in the house with Adam Newton. And the 6 of Jordan Durasic. He's up here making it interesting with Matt Cherry. They're 2 wide all the way through the field off 2.
Side by side for the lead. MDW got the run on the bottom. He's got the momentum. He's got the position. Can Merck hold on the outside? Cofield waiting in the wings. This could be the win he needs to launch himself into the championship. Oh my goodness, Matt Cherry is right behind him as well. This could have massive implications for who races next week.
Yeah, it'd be hell if somebody ended up spinning out, getting loose, hitting the wrong spot, spinning out, and taking them all out at this point, because they are literally digging through 1 and 2. Matt Cherry almost gets Luke Smith. Durasic almost got turned by Adam Newton. Right behind him, Tristan Bruce. Talked about him earlier on. Now he's back up here in the fight as well. Merck, Wood, 1 and 2, 3. Third place is still single file, but then it's double wide and it's chaotic back there from 4th all the way back.
I don't know if this is going to sort itself out by the time we get to the checkered flag, but the 6th machine, who was just in a spin not that long ago, he's digging here. Up for the top 10, doing everything he can. Oh my goodness, Cofield slides up in front of all of them. Shades of last week where he got turned. Oh, big wreck behind him. In the back of the field, Kevin Edwards is around. The 7 machine spinning down the backstretch. Oh boy, re-rack him, restack him. This just got wild again.
Oh dear God, this is gonna be a good one right here, folks. Spinner's back there in the back. Morgan, you saw it. Horsepower presents the replay. You're catching all the wrecks. I'm not catching any of them here this evening.
That's just the producer in me, Jake. There's not much I can say about that. Yeah, big blink here from the 7. You see there's Painter up on the outside. Rodriguez in the middle, does not realize that 3 wide. Does Painter. 1 goes down, 7 goes up, and right hooked in front of the field. Yeah, that's a caution every day of the week. 1's in it as well. Oh, another driver just sails through the middle there. I don't know who that was. My goodness.
What a wreck right there is the 7, Kevin Edwards, going around. Whew! Hard contact all the way around. Chaos right there ensues. You see Painter, Rodriguez, right on board Kevin Edwards. Kevin Edwards gets turned. Big contact. Painter comes down, gets Rodriguez as well. Oh, baby. I got a feeling nobody's going to give an inch, just like they're doing right now. Nobody's giving an inch, Morgan, and you got to do that, even if you're back there racing for the 15th spot. I mean, everybody's trying to get everything that they can get because they don't know what's going to happen up at the front. That's with right. Merck and Wood and Cofield and all them racing their hearts out up there. You don't know.
Absolutely, and this is an opportunity. This pits, I would take tires here. If I was anyone outside the top 7, I'd be taking tires. Looks like most of the field stayed out here. So I just got an update on the point situation. It's between Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson and Matt Cherry. Johnson has to finish within 12 spots of Matt Cherry to advance. No one else involved in this situation. So that's it right there.
He's got 6 right now. He's got 6 spots on him right now because Cherry's 6th. Johnson's 12th.
Yeah, so that's the fight right now.
The only thing he don't want is Matt Cherry to end up winning the race because then it pretty much cancels everything out. So that will be something we're really going to have to be watching out for. Merck up here still got the lead as of right now. Wood sitting second, Cofield third, Luke Smith, Jordan Durasic in the house. I'll tell you what, let's pop in just for the hell of it. Let me pull up one right here. I'm gonna pull this guy up just for the heck of it. Jordan Durasic out there because Shady Acres Entertainment, they're one of the big fans out there in the live chat every single week. Jordan, buddy, how'd you get back up here? We saw you spinning a while ago, almost T-boned the wall. How are you up here on the 5th spot?
Man, by the grace of God, that's why I'm back up here. I don't know what all the strategy and everything. I have my Christmas lights back up too, so maybe that's helping enough. It's a Christmas miracle we're up here, but I'll be lucky to even get in this top 5. I burnt my stuff up a little bit in that last couple of laps, but well, we don't know. It's 2 laps to go. Merck's up the lead. He's probably gonna wreck the field. I'm just saying.
Any consideration for taking tires on this caution, or was it always just stay out and see where the cars fall?
Yeah, I ain't got no tires left, so burn them if you got them right now. 2 to go. It's gonna be fun in our Shady Acres Entertainment Chevrolet. So hope to see you on the other side of the finish line.
Oh, baby, burn them if you got them. JD, Jordan Durasic in the house, buddy. Appreciate your time. Good luck.
Yes, sir.
And folks, this is gonna light us up with overtime. If they wreck before they get back to the white, we'll re-rack them, restack them, do it again. If the white flag comes out, they can all wreck. The first one back to the line wins it. Green flag back in the air. Jeff Merck, MDW. Here they go, side by side, door to door. Cofield holds on to the 3rd spot. Luke Smith, he's flip-flopping back. Durasic on the inside. Merck trying to jump up, put the block on Wood.
He does successfully make that block. He will have the lead off the corner. Here comes MDW to the bottom. In the 21, we've seen it so many times today. Can he get to the bottom? Can he paint that white line? And can he get around the 60 and claim another win this season and punch his ticket big loose off the corner? The 60 takes the white flag. Here we go, Jake. One more lap around.
Darren's Detail and Shine white flag. Jeff Merck as the lead. Will he be able to hold on to it? MDW trying to send it. Durasic up here holding down 3rd. He may have a shot to go for 2nd. Merck all by himself. Wood tries to put the block. We got a spinner back in the back.
That's Newton.
Jeff Merck all by himself. Adam Newton, the Bulldog, on the last lap, spins it around. Jordan Durasic, hell of a charge. He's going to come up 1 spot short. Jeff Merck won at Talladega. He's going to have the momentum going to Chicagoland. He wins at Old Atlanta. Jordan Durasic 2nd, MDW 3rd, Jonathan Cofield 4th. Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith will finish 5th. You mentioned about the point situation, Morgan. Matt Cherry finishes 6th. Johnson finishes in the 8th position.
That might be enough for the 38 to make it in. We're still waiting on a points tally from Scruggs, unfortunately. The 11 finishes right behind the 38, so this definitely will be tight. Those drivers finishing 6, 8, and 9. The 3 fighting for that spot. It's all going to get on to stage points here. We're going to have to wait for an official word for sure to see who makes it in next week. We know that guy's going to be there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 2 wins in the past 3 weeks. Jeff Merck in the 60 burns it down here on the front stretch at Old Atlanta. He is going to love this one right here. He's going to burn it down. Like I talked about earlier, this is where he won the championship at when he won his championship in his rookie season. He won at Old Atlanta. Guess how he had to do it? He had to win the race and he won the championship. Possibility could be shades of his rookie season. Check it out. Race results. Unofficial, but odds are they'll probably be in there just like that they are. Jeff Merck wins it. Jordan Durasic, MDW, they get 1st, 2nd, 3rd. We'll talk to those drivers here in just a little bit. Jonathan Cofield was outside looking in. Odds are looking from the night that he had. The 58 will be racing at Chicagoland for a championship. Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith had a pretty good little points gap to put himself in position to make it. So odds are Luke Smith will make it as well. Matt Cherry finishes 6th. He was on the cut line. We talked about it with him and Johnson. We'll see how that plays out with the official points as they go with that. Tristan Bruce, kind of the meat and the sandwich with all these playoff drivers. He ends up finishing 7th. There is Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson, who finishes 8th. Dustin Scruggs, who struggled a good portion of the night, Morgan, up on the top side, wore out the back end. Somehow or another, the 11 finishes 9th. And Dan Hagan, we didn't talk about him all night long. The 39 truck started 21st. He rounds out the top 10.
Ro Meza with an equally impressive run in 11th position. The 37 started out back last in the field, finishes just outside the top 10. Ed Osborne, great finish in the 28. He'll come across the line in 12th. Adam Newton went for a big slide on the last lap. He ends up in 13th. Lucas Lyons involved in the last caution. He finishes in the 14th spot. Buzzy Mongold's solid day, top 15 for the 97. Matthew Montgomery struggled tonight. He finished 16th in his 24 machine. Chris Blanchard was a lap down twice in this race. He finishes 17th. Justin White rounds out your 18th position. 19th, we Kevin Edwards, who had a very eventful evening this evening. And Huck Wigington, who spun on the last restart, or second last restart. He finishes in 20th tonight.
Joshua Rodriguez, 21st. Devin Painter, 22nd. Last driver to finish on the lead lap. Rest of them 1 lap down or more. Brandon Broadfoot, 22, finishes 23rd. Dylan Cardenas in the 15 finishes 24th. 11 laps down. We'll see how that playoff grid kind of works out for Cardenas. Odds are probably made it, but we'll double check and we'll get you a lineup on that one as well. James Baird, he was below the cut line. Didn't get no stage points, finishes 25th here this evening, 12 laps down. Tyler Daniels finishes 26th with Matt Lee. Wanted Auto Club. He's racing for a championship next week, 27th here this evening. Michael McKinnon, Matthew Cummins, the 29 drivers here this evening. TJ Moore, your race director. Folks, we're going to round up those podium finishers, bring it right back here at Atlanta with the NASRA 360 Racing Network. We're back in a second.
Craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime is Florida Cabinet Distributors. With over 20 years in business and 39 years of woodmaking experience, they proudly serve Northeast Florida to Southeast Georgia, delivering custom woodwork that combines precision, beauty, and durability. Whether you're dreaming of a custom kitchen, bathroom vanity, fireplace and mantle, entertainment center, outdoor kitchen, or even a full library, we can build it at Florida Cabinet Distributors, exactly the way that you envision. Hey, no project is too big or too small. If it's made of wood, Florida Cabinet Distributors can make it. Call or text Steve today. Yes, they gave us his personal cell number, 904-874-3442. That's 904-874-3442 to book today. Florida Cabinet Distributors, craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime.
Well, folks, we got our podium finishers in the house. If you want to hear what we was just talking about just a second ago, get ready to check out later on this week, probably this weekend. Go back and download a Spotify Apple podcast. That should be a dandy of a behind the mic segment. But Jeff Merck in the house won the last 2 out of the last 3 weeks. Got it done at Talladega, got him in, and he's riding the momentum going into Chicagoland next week. Jeff, congratulations on the win, but buddy, they made you earn it here this evening.
Young kids, are they hard to hold off? I think MDW is like what 13, just turned 13 or something like that. So I'm the old man of the group. I still gotta step up every once in a while, smack them around, let them know who their daddy is. But no, that was a great race there at the end, battling MDW and what was his name? The 15 car.
Cardenas.
Dylan Cardenas. Yeah, that was a fun battle there at the end. Like MDW was saying, he had just figured out the long run, and at the end of the race, we get like 2 10-lap runs. So I think he kind of had to reset and try to figure it out. And I don't know if he just couldn't, or well, I know we touched a couple times, but hey, so when you're racing for the win, that's why they put fenders on these things.
Absolutely, and drivers who run well at this old Atlanta configuration typically also run well at Chicagoland. Does that prove well for you next week for championship? Is that what you're thinking going into next week?
I mean, I really hope so, but I mean, if I was putting money on somebody, it would either be MDW or Matt Lee to probably win the championship. I'm hoping to be there racing for it at the end. That's all I can hope for in the end, is to be there with a chance to win the championship. I really want to win it and be the first 3-time champion at Nazareth, but we'll see.
Jeff Merck could possibly do that here in a week. We'll see how it ends up working out for you, Jeff, buddy. Congratulations on the way. Appreciate your time. And as always, you know how this works. Sponsors need shout outs, bud.
All right, first and foremost, shout out to Double Bubble, the official gum of the Atlanta Motor Speedway race winner. Chew as fast as you race, I think is what my wife likes to say. So got a big thank you to them. All my teammates over at MBG, all my teammates over here at Catch Fence Motorsports, virtual old Atlanta Motor Speedway, you guys up in the booth, Brady and all the admins for putting this on. My loving, loving, loving wife inside watching the race. Dean Bickle, say hello.
Myself. Hi, Dawn. We didn't see you in the chat earlier, but we saw you at the chat at the end there. Way to go, Merck. Way to go, Dawn. It's her rig.
Yeah.
Without her rig, you wouldn't be winning races, mate.
That's right. I wasn't racing if it was her car. I'm just the driver. I think I got everybody. Captain Morgan Silver, Top Shelf. Always got to give them a huge shout out. If I wasn't a little bit lubricated, I probably wouldn't be able to drive as well as I do. So, Nazareth 360 Racing Network, is it 213 or 231 or whatever? 213 Simware for being the title sponsor for this race. C.O.P.S, Concerns of Police Survivors. All of our lovely sponsors that help Nazareth go round and round, and that's everybody.
That is Jeff Merck for you right there for the post-race interviews, Jeff, buddy. Appreciate your time. Obviously, Florida Cabinet Distributors, Victory Lane gets it done, Jeff. We'll see you next week at Chicagoland Speedway. And that was Jeff Merck gets it done here tonight in Atlanta. We'll go to second place finisher that had a somewhat of a quiet night, I guess you could say. Jordan Durasic in the 6th. There's the Christmas lights, baby. You got them all on. I guess the Christmas lights are the luck of the draw for you, JD. You got to have the Christmas lights on all the time. Come on, second here tonight, buddy. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I don't know about good luck. I mean, we've been struggling ever since we came back from Alaska, our work trip, and we came back in Iowa. We were running first, second throughout most of that race, and then end up having some contact with Lee. But ever since that stretch, we've been struggling almost every race. But we come to this race about these 1.5 mile tracks are really good to us in the sense like it fits our driving style. Like I think we won Homestead, almost won Vegas. Ran pretty well here, top top 10 ish. But yeah, it was very stage 2. I was struggling to get around Scruggs. He burnt his stuff up, and then he's just riding the high lane, and I kind of burnt my stuff up too. But just every time I'd get under him, and then coming to the last couple of laps of stage 2, we kicked the back end kicked out a little too much, and then we got a little help from the 58. But I mean, that's kind of what happened last week with me in the 58, but I don't, no hard feelings there. Fell back to the back. We caught a good caution, repaired most of that damage, and then we got it all repaired that last 3 cautions ago or whatever. And we drove back up to about 8th, struggling to get to about 5th. And we needed to get another set of tires on. Then Rodriguez hit that wall there, and I had to do full evasion there. Just went down the track. Unfortunately, I caught the 88 there, and he hit the inside walls, which sucks. We didn't. Luckily for us, we didn't get any damage, and we came back pit for the last set of tires and just drove our ass off trying to get up to P2 over there. I mean, that was a total team effort there by everybody. Unfortunately, our 15 car, Dylan Cardenas, he was probably the guy of the race, and yeah, it sucks what happened there, but most likely I think he's going to be in the championship, and I'd say he's going to be one of the contenders there next week.
Well, you basically answered everything I could have asked you, so I'll try and pull one out of left field here for you. So you ran most of the race, kind of back half of the top 10, a little bit further back than that at times with the myriad of issues that you had mentioned there in that answer. So how difficult is it as a driver to get up to the front at the end of these races and not really know what to expect, not know how those guys have raced each other for the entire race, and all of a sudden you're running second or third and you have to figure out on the fly on a green white checker? How difficult is that as a driver to kind of work your way through that without causing issues or incidents or wrecking any of those guys?
It's a little difficult because I've rarely raced Merc. I mean, not Merc and MDW. Most of the race, they were kind of up further up front in front of me, and so you kind of just got to go on the fly. And once you learn that, I mean, once you get a little more experience around them, a couple laps, but I didn't have that luxury of just going up there and you just had to fight. So luckily they held their lines and we didn't get any incidents there in the last couple laps. But yeah, I went straight to the high line. I knew what I learned from Scruggs. You really can't pass that guy on the bottom. It's really, really difficult. So I went straight to the top the last like 5-10 laps and then just went around everybody. So I'm glad we able to got it up to P2 there at the end.
Jordan Jurassic coming home with second here this evening. The Christmas lights on, the gargoyles, the mustache. He's got it all lined up for us here at Dido Atlanta. JD, buddy, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the second place finish. And as always,
1 second. I did for our sponsors, Shady Acres Entertainment. They were on the car this week. They'll be on the car next week at Chicagoland. Hopefully we go get a win. And West Texas Pepper Traders, Montgomery Wraps, and Ruthless Racing. So proud sponsors for this whole season. Glad to get them a top 3 here.
Well, you beat me to it. That's exactly what I was fixing to say. Any sponsors, any shout outs, you beat me to it. You know how this works. You're a past champion, buddy. Appreciate your time. We'll see you at Chicagoland next week.
Yes, sir.
That was Jordan Jurassic. Comes home with second here this evening. We'll go third place finisher. Matthew David Wood had a pretty good little night for the 21. Matt, I mean, kind of, I guess you could say it was a quiet night for you. I mean, you know, you had maybe a little bit of a contact with the 44 Matt Lee, then you had contact with Merck, and then you had contact with pretty much everybody. I guess you could say, but it was a quiet night.
Yeah, I would say definitely quiet, but I mean, I wasn't slow in any means. The first stage, I was just trying to figure out how much I needed to save to be quick on the long run, because I know that, you know, it's old Atlanta, tire saving is a big thing. So I was trying to figure that out. Went from 11th to 5th. I needed stage points. You know, I wanted to make sure I was good on the cut line after Talladega happened. Yeah, I was doing pretty good. Then I kind of figured out what I needed to do. I was better paced. And then Merck and I think James Beard made contact. I haven't seen it, so I think James came down, I believe, but I'm not sure. Either way, that cost me about 2-3 seconds, and I just couldn't get back up to the lead pack. But I was definitely running them down at the end, so I was very confident going into stage 3. And of course, the restart definitely helped. With Cardenas getting into the back of forget who was leading at the time, but caused a huge stack up. I'm surprised I didn't wreck. I'm surprised it wasn't a yellow, but either way, we got back up, and I was able to save tires behind Lee, and then Lee had his mistake on pit road after our little incident. He on the front straightaway, I wasn't trying to make contact. He squeezed me down, and then we just merged into each other, and then he got loose off of 2. So unfortunate for him. Unfortunate for Dylan. He just had to check up for Merck getting loose, and then I think I net coded him a little bit, and then he got loose, and then loose again, and then got spun out of it. So he probably should be the one winning this race. But if those overtimes didn't happen, I felt like I was in a really good spot. Those two were battling really hard, and I was saving as much as I could behind them. And like Merck said, I had the long run figured out for once in my life, and then the short run, I had nothing. I had absolutely nothing all race, which is why I depended on the long run. So it was plowing tight, couldn't get back to him, but we're in the championship. But again, I don't expect much, but we'll see.
So can you take anything you learned tonight and apply it to next week? I mean, you've been really the class of the field pretty much this entire season, winning a ton of races across all sorts of different racetracks. Is there anything you can take from this week to next week and try and get that championship?
I'll just have to see how the track runs. I've kind of learned how to save tire better, but I mean, last year, me and Cherry were 1-2, but it was mainly a single file, basically super speedway train. So I'm not sure, but next week should be fun, hopefully, and I'm going to be excited to see who made it in and who didn't, because I know that's very, very close, and a lot of people had frustrating nights tonight. So it's going to be interesting to see who made it. But no matter who made it, we're gonna fight it out next week, and you know my stance on the NASCAR playoffs.
We'll see what happens. MDW Matthew David Wood, 21. He gets third here this evening, Matt. Buddy, congratulations on the podium finish. Appreciate your time. And as always, any sponsors, any shout outs?
Yeah, the field tonight, we were running quite well with each other. I think battles were incredible. My whole team stuck in there a while, and Cherry had to start the back. He came through the field, and then of course Dustin had his little incident and had to come through the field. But I got to thank Outlier Speed Co. They've been by my side for a while now. You can see it on the side of my truck. Of course, you guys for everything you do, and Brady for getting me in here. TJ for doing his job at race control. It's a hard job, and McConey, Races for Christ, and thank the Lord for what he's done for me and all my supporters out there. And hopefully I can get y'all a championship, but no promises.
We'll see what happens. Weatherman, MDW Matthew David Wood, buddy. Appreciate your time. See you at Chicagoland next week.
Thank you.
That was Matthew David Wood, comes home with third here this evening. There's the race results of the 213 Simware 225 at Old Atlanta. Morgan, buddy, final thoughts on Old Atlanta. We talked about that playoff grid. Who do you final thoughts on Old Atlanta, and who do you see out of that playoff grid making it to the championship 6? Because we don't have anything official yet. I've got nothing. Nobody's got anything. We don't know nothing unless you get something I don't know about. But this is as far as we can go right here. How do you think this sucker's going to play out?
Yeah, I don't have anything official. Just from my recollection of how this race went, I would imagine, obviously, Merck and Lee are going to be in it, winning the last couple races. Smith should be well in it. Cardenas, I think, is going to be close. Newton should be in it as well. MDW is going to be fine. Out of Scruggs, Cherry, and Johnson, I believe it's going to be Cherry and Johnson. I think Scruggs I don't know if he's quite going to make it here. But again, I'm just speculating. I'm not really sure. It was a great race. There was lots happening. And the playoffs definitely made this race a lot more exciting outside of your top three, because those guys put on a great show. But for the rest of the field, trying to watch Tiny Horse fight back from a bad pit call and getting those stage points and not pitting under that caution and being put behind the 8 ball the entire race to having a shot at making the next round it was really a lot of fun to watch from my seat.
Absolutely. I mean, you could also add Jonathan Cofield right there, finishes 4th here this evening. Cofield had some stage points, I believe, in all 3 stages. So odds are he's got him some playoff points, got him some stage points, could be able to make it into the Championship 8. Dean, buddy, you produce them every single week. What a race there at Old Atlanta. Come on, baby. You want to talk to us. What you think?
I think everything's been covered at the moment. There's really not too much for me to input on it. It was some fantastic racing. You got to remember, too, we got straight all the way through to stage 1 without any incidents as well, too. A couple started creeping in because you re-rack them, restack them. It tends to happen. And, of course, you get a lot more incidents that occur later into the race because everybody's hurling to get themselves into that Championship 8, aren't they? And they need all those points they possibly can. So that is the situation. Don't forget about Kermit the Frog there. He also got 9 positions up there to get P5. As you said, pretty looking good. So that has it for me. Ryan Johnson, will he get in? He finished in P8 and he got that stage 2 break. So that's a possibility. And Raul Messer would be your biggest gainer of the day too. 18 positions up to finish in P12. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah. Absolutely. Could be, Raul Meza, fantastic run for him. I got this message, and this is what, from, reliable sources, this is what I got. Merck, Lee, Smith, Cardenas, MDW, Cofield, Scruggs, and Newton. That's the official championship 8, or unofficial, excuse me. According to how it is, Johnson misses by 4 points. That is unofficial. That is nothing that is dead on the money. That's pending penalties, Morgan. But that would really flip this whole thing upside down because it blows me away because then you sit there and think about how tight that was going to be and how we were thinking about it and everything, and then you miss it by 4 points. What could you have done at that point? I mean, it's mind blowing.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to tune in next week and find out who exactly made it, who's going to race for that championship in Chicagoland next weekend.
Absolutely. That is the unofficial, pending penalties and all that good stuff. We'll have something for you official. Just stay tuned to the NASRA 360 Racing Network. And also stay tuned, obviously, to the Door Bang and download a Spotify and Apple Podcast. We get something up at official. I will try to pop something up on the podcast, try to let everybody know who's running for the championship next Friday night, Chicagoland Speedway, Old Atlanta. Love it. Right here in my hometown, home state of Georgia. Love this place. Been coming to races here numerous times, about as much as I have been at Talladega. Well, nowhere even close, actually. Talladega been more. But anyway, love this place. It's a good one. Old or new, you take it for however you want to. It always turns out to be a banger each and every time. Folks, that's going to do it for this broadcast here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. I want to thank all our great sponsors. 213 Simware for the title sponsor. The 213 Simware 225 Starbase 1552 Comics. Warrior Wraps. Pulse Poppers for the instant replay. Obviously, have to thank Serpro for the title sponsorship of the cautions. Obviously, Glass Mechanic. Obviously, Darren's Detail and Shine. DSR Electric. I mean, the sponsors go on and on. Florida Cabinet Distributors for that title sponsorship. Florida Cabinet Distributors Victory Lane. And we can't forget about COPS. Obviously, concerns of police survivors for what they do for this series. Obviously, Merch Magical Creations, TLC, hell, the list goes on and on. Premier Racing Setups, all the great sponsors that jump on board with this great league. And obviously, got to give a shout out to the drivers for always coming out big numbers, the fans for always coming out in big numbers, supporting your favorite drivers, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knight, for allowing us to be ourselves, entertain you, the fans, on a beautiful Friday night. It's going to be a good one next week. Chicago, baby! Here we go. For the shift, Morgan Cook, and also for the Australian, Dean Biggles. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Saying as always, say, be safe, be kind, be fast. Who will be a champion? Will Merck ride the momentum? Will Lee make it happen? Cofield tried to go for 2 in a row, won that DSR Electric Truck Series Championship. He may be able to pull it off and do the old twofer. Find out next Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, live and only on the NASRA 360 Racing Network.